Dear students, in this lecture we are going to discuss about ordinary least square estimation. So in the last lecture we discussed about regression. Regression is a term in statistics which is used for indicating or specifying the relationship between one dependent variable and one or more independent variables. So the value of dependent variable is based upon the values of independent variable, and we already seen the different types of regression models: simple linear regression, multiple linear regression, logistic regression, Poisson regression, and multinomial logistic regression. These are some of the regression models, and we already discussed or we described simple linear uh, regression. Simple linear regression means here we are having, in case of simple linear regression, we are having one dependent variable and one independent variable. So x is the independent variable and y is the dependent variable, and the linear regression model can be converted, or it can be expressed in the format of the mathematical equation of slope intercept form of straight line, that is y is equal to mx plus c. So in our terms, in terms of regression model, y is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 x plus epsilon, where beta 0 is the intercept value and beta 1 is the slope and epsilon is the error that occurs due to the actual and estimated values. Today we are going to discuss the ordinary least square estimation. Ordinary least square estimation is an estimation methodology for making an estimate for the terms beta 0 and beta 1 of simple linear regression. So ordinary least square OLS estimation. In order to determine the optimal estimates of beta 0 and beta 1, an estimation method known as ordinary least squares was used. So the basic purpose of ordinary least square estimation is to determine the value of beta 0 and beta 1. Beta 0 means the line intercept value, and beta 1 means it is the slope of the straight line which makes the separation. So in OLS regression, the slope and intercept are chosen so that they minimize the sum of squared errors. That is the vertical distance between the predicted y value and the actual y value. And these errors are known as residuals. As I already told you that the equation for the linear regression model is y is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 x plus epsilon. So here beta 0 is the intercept, beta 1 is the slope, and epsilon is the error, which means the difference between, it is the distance between predicted y value and actual y value. And this epsilon is termed as error and it is also known as residuals. So here in this diagram you can see the line which makes the separation of the points. So errors are known as residuals and are illustrated for several points in the following diagram. So residuals. So here you can see a line, a straight line which separates the data points, and here this straight line, most of the points are outside from, or most of the points are lying away from the straight line. So this is the actual value, and if you are plotting this value, trying to plot this value to the straight line, it will be plotted here. So the distance from this point, this actual value to this predicted value, this red line distance, that is termed as the error. This red line distance, that is termed as the residual in this particular case, and for this particular point this red line is represented as the error value, and for this particular point this is our error value. For all other points we have to calculate the corresponding distances from the actual point towards the estimated value. So that distance can be termed as the residuals. In mathematical terms, the goal of OLS regression can be expressed as a task of minimizing the following equation. So in this ordinary least square estimation is trying to minimize the errors. So The goal of OLS regression is the task of minimizing the following equation like this. Sigma yi minus y bar the whole square is equal to sigma epsilon I square. So E is the error here, which is same as that of our epsilon. That is the difference between actual y value and predicted y value. The error values are squared and summed across all their points in the data. So the main goal of ordinary least square estimation is we have to minimize the error that should be occurred while plotting the straight line in the model. The solution for A depends on the value of B. It can be obtained using the following formula. A is equal to y bar minus bx. So if you want to minimize the errors, we have to identify the value of A, and the value of A can be identified as A is equal to y bar minus bx bar. So the value of B can be determined as sigma xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar divided by sigma xi minus x bar the whole square. So the value of B is the result for minimum squared error. So the value of B can be calculated using this equation. So if we break this equation apart into its component pieces, we can simplify it a bit. The denominator for B should be look familiar as that of variance of x, and it is very similar to as that of variance of x, and the variance involves finding the average square deviation from the mean of x. For the previous equation, if you are considering the denominator and numerator, we can say that one part is similar as that of variance of x. The formula for calculating the variance of x, is like this: sigma xi minus x bar the whole square by n. If you are choosing one part of the denominator, we can express it in terms of variance of x. So the numerator b involves taking the sum of each data point deviation from mean x value multiplied by that point deviation away from the mean y value. So this is similar as that of covariance function for x and y. So the numerator is somewhat similar as that of covariance of x and y, and denominator is similar as that of variance of x. And we know that the covariance equation is like this: covariance of xy can be calculated as sigma xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar divided by n. So we are trying to convert the B equation in the format of in terms of covariance and variance. So if we are making an arrangement with the denominator and numerator terms, we get the equation like this: B is equal to covariance of xy divided by variance of x. So if we divide the covariance function by the variance function, then n terms get cancelled and we can rewrite the formula for B as B is equal to covariance of xy divided by variance of x. Given this restatement, it is easy to calculate the value of B using the built-in R function. If you are making it use in programming languages, it is easy to calculate the value of B using this formula. So in R, we can directly obtain the covariance and variance easily by using the covariance function and variance function. Just give cov of what all are the attributes divided by variance of that particular attribute. That is the value of B. Then if we obtain the value of B, then we can easily obtain the value of A by using the mean function. So A can be calculated as mean of that particular launch bar distress minus B into mean of. So just remember that covariance, variance and mean function can be used for estimating the values of A and B in the slope intercept form of line. The next major term associated with regression is correlation. Correlation is a statistical term which is used to show the relationship between two variables. So the correlation between two variables is a number that indicates how closely their relationship follows a straight line. So without additional qualification typically refers to Pearson's correlation coefficient, and it is developed by a mathematician called Karl Pearson. So Carl Pearson is a statistician who developed the correlation concept in statistics. Correlation means it shows the relationship between variables like x and y, how closely these variables x and y are related. That is that relationship identification is termed as correlation. And the correlation value of two variables should range in between -1 and +1. The extreme value shows that there should be a perfectly linear relationship, and if a value which is closely related to 0 indicates that there should be some absence in their linear relationship. Value 0 means that there should not be any linear relationship between these two variables x and y. So the correlation can be obtained as, or it is in statistics, it is denoted by the symbol rho xy. Pearson's correlation coefficient is expressed in terms of rho xy, which is same as that of correlation of x comma y, which is equal to the correlation of x and y can be found out by the equation covariance of xy divided by standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. That is covariance of xy divided by sigma x into sigma y. Sigma x is termed as standard deviation of x and sigma y is termed as standard deviation of y. Using this formula, we can calculate the correlation between x and y, and recall that covariance function is in R we can use COV function, COV function for identifying the covariance, and for finding out the standard deviation we are having a function called SD function. We can store the result in R variable. So R is a letter which is commonly used to notate the correlation, or we can estimate the corresponding thing like this: R is equal to covariance of xy divided by standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. That is one way of to identify the corresponding correlation between x and y. Or in R we can directly use COR function of COR of x comma y. That can be also calculate the correlation between x and y. If you obtain a negative value, which means that a negative correlation, the negative correlation means increase in x are related to decrease in y value of y. So if you are calculating the correlation coefficient uh, R, then if we obtain a negative value means that if a increase in x value will make a decrease in y value, that is termed as negative correlation. Positive correlation means increase in the x also make an increase in y, that is positive correlation. So correlation means the relative strength of the relationship between x and y. If the correlation value is minus 0.51, it says that it is halfway to the maximum negative correlation of -1 and can be termed as moderately strong negative linear association. Moderately strong negative linear association, because it is a negative value, so we can say that it is a negative correlation. And 5.1 means it is more than 50 percentage, more than 50 percentage, which indicates that moderately strong. Since it is in the middle format, that is why it is termed as moderately strong. Now we can see the interpretation of correlation strength. Correlation strength means how the different variables are associated, whether they are having a weak relationship, whether they are having a strong relationship, or they are keeping a moderate relationship in between them. So we can say this strength by specifying or by determining the correlation value. If our correlation coefficient value is between 0.1 and 0.3, we can say that the corresponding data are having a weak relationship. Then if our correlation coefficient is having a value between 0.3 and 0.5, we can say that we are having a moderate value and our relationship is a moderate relationship. And if the correlation value is above 0.5, we can say that we are having a strong relationship between these two variables. And these three, weak, moderate and strong, can be applied to negative concept also. negative strong relationship. If it is between minus 0.1 and minus 0.3, we can say that they are having a weak negative relationship. Then if it is between minus 0.3 and 0.5, minus 0.5, we can say that they are having a moderate negative relationship. Then if the value is above minus 0.5, that is minus 0.5 to minus 1, we can say that they are having strong negative relationship. So then another point is that for often the correlation must be interpreted in context. So we all these correlation values are depending upon the context. So if you are dealing with human beings data, if 0.5 means it is extremely high value, that means it is having a strong relationship. And if you are dealing with mechanical processing data, a correlation of 0.5, it states that it is a weak correlation. So this is the interpretation of correlation values. Hope you understood the correlation. Thank you.